And I am. I was on mute. What a absolute genius I am. Right, so greetings everyone, and welcome. This is kind of a live stream, but kind of more me putting a video together live, and well, figured I'd answer a bunch of questions whilst we're at it. I'm on my lunch break. Had a couple of quick games in the Exeter this morning before I started work, so I figured I would jump on now and we'd check it out together and play a couple of games. I've got an hour, so we'll play a couple of games and everyone can see exactly what the Exeter's all about, instead of me going, well, that game was alright, that game was crap, that one will probably do. You'll get to see the good and the bad points. Yes, of course I will be streaming tonight as usual, but new shiny ship, so I figured let's get something out early, and if I do it in a live stream, anything I forget to think about whilst doing my review, you guys can pester me and ask, and we'll have a much better overall coverage of the ship. So first things first, she's quite pretty, isn't she? One thing to take note, particularly, is I know it's a heavy cruiser, but heavy cruiser means it's got big guns. It's got nothing to do with the armour. The armour, I think, is 10mm up to 140. I'll check in the stats now. But the bow is 13mm. So the Aoba, the Pensacola, any cruiser with big guns can overmatch your bow. So that is definitely something to consider. So thanks. Right, so let's have a quick look. So first of all, I'll just run through my commander really quickly so you can see what I'm working with. So I've got Kutchersoff and Scott on Fraser, which probably isn't actually the best build for this. It's the other commander you want, the survivability one, probably. So we've got extended range with our first perk and Kutchersoff. Torpedo detectability range. Actually, it's probably better for... See, we've got 8km torpedoes, so adding 10% of that would be handy. And also increasing our fire chance. Our fire chance is good at 14. Add another 3 to it, that'll take us up to 17, so it'll be as good, on par with the Japanese cruisers. So actually, we're going to switch to Igniter actually for this. So incoming damage from cruisers, maximum movement speed. This ship's pretty quick anyway, so we'll stick with punch through. Fixated, better accuracy and better dispersion. And reload time of cruisers, guns, or actually fully packed might actually be the way to go on this. So we've adjusted our build slightly already. So let's have a quick look at the stats. Why am I doing filters, not ship upgrades? So I've put the aiming battery mod 1, so better dispersion, quicker traverse of our torpedoes, secondary, it's got secondary guns, but that's pointless. She has both armor piercing and high explosive. We'll have a look at that in just 1 second. So our armor piercing now has an 18% chance of fire, so we're up there with the Japanese cruisers, and 2,850 damage and a 12-second reload time. And our AP just shy of 5,000 and a just shy of 17km firing range as well. 72-second reload on the torpedoes and almost 16,000 damage and 8km. So again, tier 5. So it's pretty good. Can't really complain about that too much. This is where it gets quite good. So it's tier 5 and we have 3 repair parties. 147 per second for 28 seconds. Bit of quick maths. So 10 seconds we can heal 1,400, so 2,800. You can heal back about 4,000, 3,800, maybe 4,000 damage per repair party. And a 75-second reload, so the repair parties come back pretty quick. The sonar is ridiculous on this. Detectability of ships 5.1 and 112-second duration. We'll have a quick look at some other cruisers to show just exactly how good that is. And smoke generator, so it lasts for 15 seconds, puts out for 15 seconds, lasts for 99 seconds, and has a 225-second reload time. And community contributor flag. So bad points. This is bad points of the ship. Now the hit points is not great. We only have 29,400 and our armor is quite thin. Now the guns, according to the PC model, only have 26 meters of armor, and I have had the guns knocked out by a Leander, so that is something that you definitely want to take into consideration. Might be worth taking a comparison to a tier 6 British cruiser like the Belfast. Yeah, I'll run through that quickly in a minute. Artillery, so we have 3 turrets with 2 guns in each turret, and they're 203mm, which is what gives us a pretty disgusting damage output. We already talked about the torpedoes. Maneuverability, so it does 33.8 knots on my build, so it's not really quick, but it's not slow by any means. But its turn-in circle radius and rudder shift time make this thing super maneuverable. It's almost like being in a destroyer. I don't buy it. Because I'm a community contributor, I get all the premium ships for free off Wargaming. And another good stat on the Exeter is our sea detectability range is only 10.5. Detectability by air is 6.6, and when firing in smoke 6.1. So usual malarkey. Sequential torpedoes, that's just something all British ships have, I think. That's just one of our traits. This ship is armed with high caliber main battery guns. Sonar range and duration is extended. And this is a York class ship. It was the last of the heavy cruisers to be introduced to the Royal Navy. She has relatively moderate dimensions for a type. Essentially, she's quite small, is what they're trying to say there. She's small for a heavy cruiser, but features well-balanced combination of speed, armor protection, and armament. It was the Exeter and 2 Leander class ships that actually took down the Graf Spee. The Exeter was the one that actually put in the final, the kill shot, shall we say, that ended the Graf Spee's reign of terror in the transatlantic shipping lanes. Although she did take quite a bit of damage in return herself, and ended up spending a year in dry dock before getting sent to, I can't remember the name of it, but it was a joint command. It was America, Britain, New Zealand, Australia, and I think Canadian Navy joint command, where in their very first battle, I'll do my research to make sure it's all right when I do my proper video, but yeah, she was sunk in the very first battle under the joint command, which was a massive fail in the first ever attempt to have multiple navies working together. Right, okay, so we'll have a quick look at the Leander. No, wrong button. Jesus Christ, don't take us in a battle. So key points is all I want to look at here. So sonar detectability of ships is 3.9 and torpedoes are 2.8, and it only consumes for 92 seconds. So you can see the sonar is significantly better on the Exeter. and same smoke screens, so that's neither here nor there. What we can talk about is its damage output. So the Leander does have 2 more guns, but the shell damage is significantly lower. Only 3,500, about a 7.5 second reload. So quick maths in my head, but basically I've been thinking about it all morning. The Exeter damage output is absolutely ridiculous. One curious thing as well, though, the Exeter is the only ship we've seen so far that stayed at the same tier. Like, all our ships are like down-tiered versions of the PC. Like the Iowa is a tier 9 on PC, but it's a tier 7. The Leander, the Ober are tier 6s, but they're tier 5s. The Exeter was a tier 5, and the Exeter is still a tier 5 because it was considered pretty powerful. Why have I got an Azura Lane Hood Commander on the Icarus? I know why. Ignore me. Right, okay, so let's have a look at the Aoba for a bit of quick comparison. So the Oba, more hit points but less armor, same torpedo reduction. Firing range is significantly shorter than that of the Exeter, and reload time, it's slightly quicker. But again, okay, our HE shells don't do as much damage, but our AP shells actually do more, and we have a slightly higher chance of setting fires. The Oba, obviously, amazing torpedoes. It can set 4 torpedoes off from each side, 16,000 damage, slightly longer reload time, but more speed and more duration. This is what I wanted to look at. Again, the sonar 2.8 instead of 3.5 for detection of torps, and detection of ships are 3.9, whereas we have 5.1. So the Exeter is definitely better at hunting destroyers. So let's have a quick catch up with the chat to see if I've see what I've missed. Konnichiwa. I'm gonna buy the Exeter later this week. Looking forward to getting teabagged by the Graf Spey. Well, it was actually the Exeter that messed up the Graf Spey, so that is a battle we can definitely reenact. Zachary, yeah. The detectability with Hydro is like a massive bonus for the Exeter. That is absolutely ridiculous, its detectability, and it lasts a lot longer. Hive, when are you going to do a Q&A? I might do it this week. Nikki Play says, didn't the devs say they won't be adding subclasses, so no heavy cruisers or battle cruisers for tech tree ships? Well, we've got heavy cruisers, we've got light cruisers, and we've got armoured cruisers already, but they're not split off into their separate lines. So, for example, Hood is a battle cruiser, and, well, I'd have to get rid of all my filters. But on here, the Hood is a battleship. The Graf Spey is most definitely an armoured cruiser, and the Graf Spey is just called a cruiser. So on PC, they have the same thing. They have the British light cruisers and the British heavy cruisers in 2 different tech tree lines, but they're just called cruisers. But I don't think we'll be seeing subs being added to this game. If it is, it won't be for a long while yet, that's for sure. Fully upgraded Pensacola might be a problem for the Exeter. Yes, quite possibly. The Exeter is not heavily armoured, so the Exeter, though, again, like, all I can do is go off the PC models because we don't have models on console for armour. But the Exeter Citadel basically sits right underneath the smokestacks, and it's absolutely tiny. So that is one advantage to the Exeter. Citadel looks like it's going to be very hard to hit. Right, with regards to the armor piercing. The Exeter doesn't have the semi-armor piercing, it has the regular armor piercing like the Belfast has, because it's got HE as well. So the armor piercing doesn't work great against destroyers, but the HE is immense. But there is a bit of a problem with this ship. It's got the awesome hydro, so hunting and detecting destroyers is good, but because you've got less guns and the slower firing rate, killing destroyers is a little bit tricky. Hi, are you playing a game? Yes, I will be. Hi, did you see what I say? When they had a heavy cruiser line, will they add the Yorkers or not? I'd expect so. I hope to see the heavy cruiser line. Normally when we get a premium ship, okay, there's been a couple of examples where it hasn't happened, but usually we get a premium ship and then we get the line shortly after. But that didn't happen that way with the French destroyers, so maybe this is just a more of a tease for the future as to what is going to come. Has anyone heard if the Atlanta... I don't know if the Atlanta is going to return, to be honest with you. Part of me, honestly, being sort of like, you know, an original adapter to the game and how hard the Atlanta was to get, I was quite annoyed when they were selling it on Black Friday, because it was... To get the Atlanta through the campaign without buying it was a real badge of honour. Sorry, just finishing my cup of tea. Yeah, Oliver's exactly right. The Polish DD as well was another ship we had, but then no line preceded it. Alright, so what are we up against? So we're top tier. This is nice. And no other Exeters. I've only seen one Exeter in like the 6 games I played this morning. I got up early to try this little beastie out.
General quarters.
So yeah, you're legitimately going to see what it's like to play. None of this, let me find a really good game and only post, you know, the good points. Hopefully we'll get to see the good points. Hopefully we'll get to see some of the bad points too. How good is the Otago? The Otago is a really nice ship. I got it through the campaign. Would I spend 750,000 Elite XP on it? Probably not. I'd probably go for the Prince Eugen instead. But, you know, it's always down to personal preference. I'd never tell anyone to buy a ship either. Right, it looks like they're... Oh, no, they're not abandoning A. They spawned a B, but they're heading over to C. So, I could pop up here, and it looks like as long as that destroyer keeps these guys spotted, we can. Well, of course, the destroyer. As soon as I fire up my smoke screen, the destroyer pops behind the bloody island and doesn't detect a thing. Right, here we go. Congo's put out the fire, which is good news for us. One thing you might notice, alright, it's not immediate and instant, but how quickly this ship changes speed is ridiculous. Not so much at the slow speed, like trying to reverse, because that takes every ship an absolute age. But when you move in, I'll try and highlight it in a minute when we stop taking advantage of these ships sailing out in open waters. Try and get another fire going on that Congo, that would be nice. Okay, so we have ran out of things to shoot at. There's definitely stuff out there, but without anyone spotting them. Looks like we're up by one ship at least at the moment. And there is a destroyer holding this cap. What's the accuracy like? It's not as good as the light cruisers. That's pretty evident. Unfortunately, I should change to the controller layout where you can actually follow the shells in. So obviously that Mahan has just smoked up, but here we go. He's well within our 5 kilometer detection range, so we know we're going to see him. And hopefully we'll get a bit of support here. Let's see. Oh, right, that's an extreme close range engagement we're having here.
We've sunk an enemy destroyer.
That is really not what we want to see. A New Mexico 3 kilometers off from us. So I think it's pretty safe to say we're probably gonna die. Ooh, got some nice chunky hits. He's decided to focus his aim elsewhere. No, he hasn't. He's definitely turned his guns back towards us. And goodbye. Well, that turned out a little better than I expected, I'm not going to lie. In all fairness, I should have switched to AP, but to be honest with you, I thought I was going to die, so my only... there's a cruiser out here, so I'm going to switch to AP for the cruiser. You can see we're limping along, we're down to like 6,000 hit points. But I'm going to wait. I am going to push on this cruiser, but only when I can put my health back up, because that is a full health Aoba, and he's got 203mm guns, and he can put shells straight through our bow. So 25 seconds until we consider engaging with him, although he's turning away, so could be a bit of a blessing for us. It'd be really nice if my teammates behind me popped in the cap and give me some support, particularly you, Crispy Creme ship. Alright, I kind of want to wait to see which way this Aoba goes. So as you can see, our heals work pretty well. It's given us, what, just over 3,000 hit points? And, that's quite cool, it allows us to heal back even more afterwards. And we took armor piercing damage, so that's not bad. Right, he is broadside to us now. So this would definitely give us the advantage. Got one of our battleships firing at him. 2 seconds, we're going to secure the cap. He is starting to angle away, but let's check out this armor piercing. Well, that was fairly pathetic. And we did actually manage to tank the his shots in return. I am expecting torpedoes. There we go. Come on, find this citadel. There we go. That was very nice. Come on, stay there. Ooh. That is not what we want to see coming around the corner. try and angle myself up. I'm expecting to die, I'm not going to lie. But maybe this island will save us. Oof. Took a chunky hit there. But we've done 80,000 damage so far, which, in all fairness, I don't think that's all too bad. But we do need these ships to push out now. This Exeter is too squishy. You definitely don't want to be confronting battleships. Do I use my... Yeah, I think he's close enough to detect with my hydro. As he gets absolutely deleted.
Smoke screen set.
I really don't want to go out and push on that Congo until I know he's engaged in something else. Obviously, I pressed right, sorry, to use my hydro, and why it hit my smoke screen, I do not know. One thing you might notice is the angle of the torpedoes is absolutely amazing. Look, I can look at like the torpedo firing angle. That is absolutely disgusting. I think Pive should play the Mikasa. I think you should never speak in my chat again. I actually done a Mikasa division the other day. So there we go. That is high caliber and 88,000 damage in the Exeter. Although I think we were a bit lucky that battleship just decided, you know, yeah, go on, we'll just sail out broadside to you and give you plenty of opportunity to torpedo us. This is probably going to hurt, but this is where hopefully we can take advantage of that sweet rudder shift. And unfortunately, I think that was a loss. Doesn't matter. Sometimes you just cannot carry hard enough, it would seem. So we had 18,000 base XP, 90,000 damage in total, and close quarters expert, high caliber, set 10 fires, done 60,000, 600,000. That's a lot of damage already in this ship, I'm not gonna lie. Right, okay, so let's take her out one more time before I've got to get back to work. Yeah, the smoke is pretty handy, and the fact it's only got 6 kilometers from firing from smoke does make this thing really good. And its citadel is tiny. Like, we did take a lot of damage from that New Mexico, but of course we're going to take a lot of damage from the New Mexico. It was freaking 3 kilometers away from us. But, you know, saying that, like, if our citadel was as big as the Pensacola, we would have probably instantly died, and we wouldn't have been able to finish him off, and we wouldn't have been able to do all the damage that we did. Right, so my general tactic on this map, specifically with cruisers, is sail straight in away and brawl it out. Will there still be a stream tonight? Yes, there will most definitely still be a stream tonight. By the way, that was an absolute lie. I am not going to sail directly into it and get myself shot to shit. I like to head in a bit, and I want to give myself basically enough time to, so yeah, like I'll be detected now if there's a destroyer in there, or if the destroyer is stupid enough to sail into the centre. Let me know that the destroyer's there, and I tend to slow down a bit and start turning around, getting ready to kite away. Oh, and this is what I was talking about. Like, look how quickly I've dropped to half speed, and just watch how fast this thing accelerates. It accelerates like an absolute beast, and the deceleration is even better when there's a battleship sailing across right in front of you. At least it wasn't an island. But just watch how quickly this thing gets its shuttle on. Its acceleration, its maneuverability is pretty awesome. Right, so they have got a destroyer in A, but as of yet, no other ships are detected. Now, I'm not expecting their destroyer to have pushed into the middle of the cap, so hopefully I can push out this way a bit more. And because I've got low detectability range, I should be able to spot anything apart from a destroyer. I'm definitely spotting before they spot me. Their Bajoni is leaving the cap. It looks like their battleship has left A as well. So it's just their destroyer trying to hold it down. And our T-22 is... Right, what have they got? So Fubuki, if it's one of the Fubuki or the Mitsuki, that T-22 should absolutely destroy it. I know exactly where he is, and he's just fired up his smoke because he spotted us. So because we know where he is, we're going to wait until we get a bit closer, guarantee that our sonar's going to pick him up, and then we're just going to wreck him. We know he's pretty much on his own, so this should be an easy cap to take. Should have probably paid a bit more attention on what's going on over there. Let's see if we can get a couple of shots into this Emile Berton as it's heading, as it's trying to cap B. Not quite enough lead. Right, it's still contested. He's still 100% sitting in there. And is he going to be 5.1? I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to pick him up. No. Torpedo beats. Where's that Ismail going? I'm not fighting an Ismail. Not in any fair contest, anyway.
Smoke generator started.
Well, I'm spotted, so do I fire? I might as well fire. He's just too close to me. There's not much I can do about it. And he dodged my torpedoes. And as you can see, he just overmatched the front of our ship. And here comes their T-22. And we missed. Question is our reverse quick enough to dodge those torps? I think so. Ah, come on, die T-22, Jesus Christ. Another close quarters expert. Okay, that Ismail seems to be far more focused on our buddy there in the battleship. So we're going to take a couple of shots of that Mitsuki. And again, we get absolutely hammered by a battleship.
Torpedoes to port.
And although we did get 3 direct hits on that Ismail, it didn't matter. He was already dead. What is that over there? But Johnny's not paying any attention to us, so we're going to keep broadside and try and finish off this Mitsuki. He's on fire, so he's not getting away from us anytime soon. I just wish that T-22 would get in the action here and start hunting this guy down. Okay, so the Bajorni is now paying attention to us. Looks like he's going to turn broadside. He is. Get the right call switching to armour piercing there, I think. Come on. And see, our... Ah no, this is the end! Not quite that manoeuvrable. The Exeter's bow is 13 mil. Yeah, so, well, we've seen that happen, like, twice. Like, twice we've been hit, and hit really hard by battleships at close range, but survived, because this thing's Citadel is absolutely tiny. So, chances of seeing the Citadels are quite low. And, another loss, but, well, what can you do, eh? You can't win them all. Not 13, 13 millimeters. Yeah, so the bow can get overmatched by 203, and as you've seen, that even that Bajorni managed to take out our guns. There's only 25 millimeter of plating on the guns, so the guns can get knocked out really easily as well. So, unfortunately, it looks like I have to get back to the old grindstone because work for a living, work, the curse of the common folk, unfortunately. If you want a decent 10 build, Citadel would be even sturdier. Yeah, I think I did mention right at the start that I think Tenant would be really good because of his extra survivability. I think he could genuinely be the right choice for the Exeter because, yeah, it's pretty squishy. But then I'm an aggressive player, so you know the Exeter doesn't really suit my playstyle. But I have enjoyed it so far. And Gemini dogs, just get killed. There's no point in sailing around for 5.5 minutes. You're not going to achieve. I hate it. I hate it when the last destroyer on the team just runs away for 5 bloody minutes. It's quite annoying. But yeah, we'll be back later. Our usual stream sometime around 7-8 o'clock when we get everyone together, and not only that, there's we're going to have another announcement. So you definitely want to be in the live stream later. I'm just teasing for now, but we will be finding out some awesome, cool new information. So yeah, keep your eyes out for that. Don't ask any questions because I won't tell you. I'm not allowed to. But Yeah, some big news coming. So come on, Destroyer, just open up your guns, just shoot him. You are not going to win this match. There is no solo warrior on here. That you're not even going to kill that Johnny. I don't need to try to get views. I get views. But no, it's something like honestly you guys will love. So yeah, news coming, but it's not officially released until 5 o'clock, so I can't say anymore. Oh, come on, T22, just die. I don't want to leave on the end of a game, but like, oh, come on, this is just boring. You've been doing this for like 2 minutes now. I get it, nobody wants to die, but you know, just try and do some damage. Like, I'm sure your torpedoes must have reloaded by now. Oh, at least he's... Well, hang on. What's the range on the T-22's torpedoes? Isn't it like 8 kilometers? Like, oh, I get it. They could potentially reach the Emile Burton. And that Bajani's being way too awkward. It's like watching paint dry. 7.5. I didn't think they were particularly long range. I don't have they even got the legs to reach? Well, yeah. They reached. They missed, but they reached. Oh, Gemini dog. Dogs. Oh, why? I hate it. I'm on his team. I know you're gonna lose, so why? You're just driving me bloody insane. You could at least turn in towards the New Mexico, so you could potentially hit him with torps. Because let's be honest, you're not hitting either of those cruisers, and that Emile Burton is catching in on you quite quickly. Can't trust the Gemini. Yeah, that's one of those what you call it, horoscopy things, isn't it? I don't know. I don't understand that stuff. Yeah, I don't believe in it. I know it's got something to do with like when you're born will like dictate. Oh well, he hit the Emile Burton with a torp. Well done. But just hurry up, and you've 58 seconds left. He has the 524th Gemini dog. Astrology, that's the one. Yeah, it's like when you're born dictates how you're gonna act. I don't understand. I don't see how that works. I have to say the Iowa, because I haven't unlocked the Vladivostok yet. I've been trying not to push towards it because my funds have almost run out. So well, it came top of the board again, but yeah, not much we can do about that. That was the T-22 that was with us the whole time that didn't push on that Matsuki. Unbelievable. Just makes the Sunday papers a bit more entertaining. I have to agree with you there. Mind you, I can't even remember the last time I read a bloody newspaper. I just don't do it anymore. So there we go. There's 2 games in the Exeter, and I think we showed we showed its strengths and weaknesses quite a bit. So here's the 2 matches, 90,000 damage. Seen us get hit close range by battleships and somehow survive thanks to our tiny citadel. But unfortunately no win, just because, well, we just didn't have the teams for it. But thank you very much for dropping by, guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick brief look at the Exeter, and I'll probably do a oh, what was that, my 4,500 game? Wait, that was game number 4,500. I didn't even know. I wasn't paying any attention at all. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that brief look. I hope it sort of helps you guys make decisions that whether you're going to buy it, whether you're not going to buy it, and, well, what to do when you come up against it. Aim for its guns. Its guns are weak. You can knock them out and turn it into a floating pinata. So that's definitely something to consider. Unless I'm playing it. If I'm playing it, don't shoot at it at all. Preferably, that'd be awesome. But thanks for sticking with us, guys. Hope you enjoyed that, and, well, I'll catch you all later. So until next time, take care.